What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today in this video we're going to talk about 9 mega cap stocks in this video. But before we get started, please hit that thumbs up button. That is greatly appreciated and that really helps out with YouTube algorithm. And if you want to support the channel and get my daily trade ideas, my swing trade ideas, 3 days of live trading in my Discord, definitely check out the Patreon. I'll leave a link down below in the description. And if you are new to this channel, consider subscribing. And now let's get right into it, guys. On Apple stock is down 0.89%, and I said it last night, Apple stock broke this critical support 173, and the next stop will be down here at 170, and then the gap below. And look at this, guys. I mean, it was very close to closing this gap at 167, but this Bollinger Band and especially how oversold everything was, we saw a bounce from 169 and once again at the end holding 170 as a support. So this is a strong downtrend on Apple stock. 170 must hold. If not, the next stop and the gap fill right here at 167, and I'll be buying the dip right here on Apple stock. Now I'm waiting for this. Even today I was looking to see if Apple stock somehow gets down here and the selling gets even worse, and somehow Apple stock ends up right here at 167. I can buy the dip, but unfortunately, that didn't happen today. So again, no dip buying on Apple stock yet, and waiting for this gap to get filled at 167. Now to the upside, 170 can hold. Critical level to watch, 173. That needs to break on Apple stock, and only if that happens, you're going to see 175.41 and then 177. And once we get up to 177, then we can possibly talk about more upside on Apple. So for now, just watch 170 and then the gap below 167. On AMD, it's up 2.20%. Market was down, but AMD rallied all the way up to 99.23, almost getting up to this gap, and looks like early as tomorrow AMD can stay above 96.74. You're going to see AMD filling this gap just above 100, and that's gonna be a big resistance to watch. And AMD can break that, then watch out for a move up to 103.45. Now below 100, strong support 96.74, and then down here around 95 to 96. We also now will have support down here around 93.86, and then a quick trip down to this support, $89. On Microsoft, it's up 0.21%. So Microsoft taking a beating and actually breaking below that support, 310.50, going down to 309.69, and then getting a bounce. So this could be, where Microsoft gets a big bounce and breaks out above 316, and that is where 5-day moving average is sitting right here on Microsoft. 316 can break, guys. You're going to see a quick trip all the way up to at least to retest 325, 13-day moving average, and then possibly up to even 329 to 330. This is going to be a key level to the downside to hold 110.50, and if that gives up, it's all over. You're going to see Microsoft getting down to flat 300, and that could be a big sell-off on Microsoft without a bounce. I mean, so far it's getting really oversold. I mean, look at this, guys. Multiple days getting under lower Bollinger Band on this daily chart and then getting a bounce. So I think at least a dead cat bounce here on Microsoft, possible up to 316 and maybe even 325 at some point next week. And here's my X account, and if you're on there, definitely give me a follow. And I do post a lot of things right here on X, and this is the easiest way you can get in touch with me, especially right here on X. On Google stock, it's up 1.5%, and Google getting a strong bounce off of the support 130, hitting the lower Bollinger Band for the second time, and now it's trading just below 50-day moving average right here, 131.77. Now Google stock needs to break 131.77, and if that happens tomorrow or Friday, you're going to see a quick trip up to 134.52. As a critical support, you want to watch 130. That needs to hold on Google. If not, you're going to see Google slowly but surely coming down and filling this gap right here at around 123.69. On Tesla stock is down 1.48%, and Tesla, especially on this dip, I bought some shares today on Tesla and those are already up green. Now Tesla here guys, I mean this was really a great setup today. And if you caught this dip, especially for a day trade, you made a ton of money. And this works pretty much 90 to 95% of the time if you are buying like this. And if you look at all the mega caps and look at Tesla hitting lower Bollinger Band, and then what happened? 234 to 242 within 7 minutes. That is an $8 move on Tesla. Fantastic. I mean, if you can catch something like this anytime in the market, and as long as you have a stop loss, you're going to make a lot of money. So now if you look at my screen, it's actually closing right at the support between 240 and 241. And this is going to be key level tomorrow to watch as a support. And just below that, 235. And then the gap below, 217.58. To the upside, Tesla needs to break 5-day moving average right here, 246.44. And above that, 252. On Nvidia stock, it's up 1.33%. And Nvidia, again for the second day in a row, paid, especially on puts early morning, buying puts at 425 and selling at 418 and then getting down to even 416. There was more money on Nvidia, but we made good money on Nvidia today, and then we sold. And then at the end, when the market rallied in within like 5 minutes, when SPY was hitting 422, this thing also rallied and then went back up to a new high for the day, which is around 428, 429, and now closing at 424.68, and looks like it's going to retest this trend line right here, and that is around 430. So watch out for a breakout above this trend line right here, guys, 430. And only if that breaks, the next stop, 433.82, I would say 434, 13-day moving average right here, orange line, and above that, a quick trip up to 450 possible. Now also keep that in mind, Nvidia forming a bear flag right here. I mean, it's not that big, but it's forming a bear flag. And if this thing gets rejected from 430 or 434, that will bring Nvidia down to 420. And soon as that gives up, the next stop, 400, and then the gap below, 395. On Meta, it's down 0.41%, and look at this dip buying opportunity, guys. I mean, this thing going under 290. I think they had an event today, and that is where, Meta sold off. But unfortunately, I mean, this is the only time I'm looking at it today that Meta actually came down to 286. If I saw that today, that could have been a big moneymaker right here on Meta, because I would buy this dip right here. It was getting far too overextended to the downside, and I talked about it last night. It cannot go under and stay under 290, and especially when the Bollinger Band sitting at 292, a big mega cap like Meta cannot stay down here at 286. And look at this candle and the dip buying, guys. Volume came in, and mostly they were buying this dip and pushed the price higher, almost up to 300 at the end. And now just below 300, so Meta, definitely 300 breaks on Meta, more upside back up to 305, 309. To the downside, below 300, now we have support, 298.47 right here. And looks like we're pretty much closing right at the support at the closing right here. So now we do have, kind of a support right here, 5-day moving average around 298. And then we also have support down here, 292 and then 290. But this was a massive buying opportunity, especially for day traders. 286, definitely that was a big opportunity today. That, if some people got it, if you guys got it, let me know in the comment section. That was really good trade. I mean, it was up, what was it, $14 within minutes. So huge monstrous move within minutes on Meta, guys. On Netflix, it's down 0.44% and no bounce inside here on Netflix. And once again, getting rejected by this 5-day moving average, getting over it, but closing under 5-day moving average right here. And now it's sitting at 381 and pretty much closing right at the support today, guys, hitting finally 376. So now it's gonna be one of those things where Netflix can actually push higher. We could see a big rally, or a breakdown will bring Netflix down all the way down to this gap, 341.38. So watch out for this support 376 and the resistance on top 381, and above this 5-day moving average right here on this daily chart, you could see a lot more upside back up to 397.86 up to even 400. And once we get up to those levels, then we can possibly talk about more upside on Netflix. Thank you so much for watching, guys. On Amazon, we got a flat day, and Amazon coming down to, look at this, guys, 124, and then getting a bounce and barely holding 126 as a support into closing. Now, they also got a lawsuit going on right now, so that is a bad catalyst for Amazon stock. And if this thing cannot hold 126, the next stop, slowly but at some point, 118. So I'm not looking to buy any dips on Amazon right now, especially with that big bad news, bad catalyst. And as a matter of fact, if this thing bounces back up to 135, that is where I would like to short Amazon. Now, Amazon 126 needs to hold, and so far, I mean, barely holding right here. And only if that happens tomorrow, watch out for a move up to 5-day moving average right here, 128.34, and then quick trip all the way up to 130 to 135.20 to fill this gap up right here on top.